Okay, next is the approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of April 15th. I need a motion, please.
I'll make the motion.
I'll support.
Princess Gordon.
Support by Green.
These mics are kind of, aren't they? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have the Outstanding Teacher Awards Program, and I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Basil.
It would be Ms. Basil's pleasure to deal with this part of the agenda. We've been holding these, presenting an Outstanding Teacher Award in this district for about 26 years, I guess, 26 or 27 years. And it's always a pleasure, you know, when you have as many exceptional staff members as we have, it's often hard to kind of narrow it down and focus on just one or two or three people. But in spite of that, we have been always remarkably pleased and proud of the individuals who've been chosen to represent the district in this competition. And tonight we want you to meet them. From the look of the crowd, I think many of you have already met them, but we're going to start with the elementary Teacher of the Year. How this works is, at each level, the elementary, the middle school, and the high school, an individual is nominated either by a colleague or an administrator or a parent, and then information is gathered from the school about that teacher and shared with a committee here at the, it formed at central office, but involving people from throughout the district, and they narrow it down to one individual at each level. And this year, we have, from the elementary school, we have Mrs. Janet Shishakli, and her principal, Andrea Glenn, is going to come up and tell us all about her.
We have to use the microphone tonight, so.
Good evening. I'm Andrea Glenn, the principal of Steenland Elementary, and I'm proud to announce Janet Shishakli, who is, as Ms. Basil mentioned, the Elementary Teacher of the Year. Yes. I'm not going to read her piece that's included in her folder here, but I just wanted to tell you a couple of things about Janet. As I was writing her summary for her folder, it was difficult to come up with the right words to describe her classroom, and I asked some colleagues to help me because it was hard to describe in words how much of a family-like atmosphere that she presents in her classroom. She teaches multi-age and has 4th, 5th, and 6th grade students, and most of them start out with her in 4th grade and stay with her through 6th grade in her classroom. So that alone tells you that, one, the parents want their kids to be with her for 3 years in a row, and the kids as well. So you go into the classroom, and I'm in there every day. She wishes I was in there twice a day. She has told me that before. But I come in every day, and it's just like one big happy family. The kids have been taught by Mrs. Shishakli to respect one another, and in turn they have a great deal of respect for her. The kids are high achievers. If you look at her scores, the kids that have been with her for 3 years develop a lot of skills in that time frame, and we're just really proud of her. And one of the things I admire most about Mrs. Shishakli is that she is always calm. She never gets upset. Well, I haven't seen it. So we're just real pleased to have her at Steenland. She's a real leader. The staff admires her as well as her colleagues. I mentioned to you that I had a difficult time writing her summary, and another reason that I had a difficult time writing it is that I had a little bit of competition. We have a 6th grade student here tonight, Karina Collins. Come on up, Karina. And she wrote a little something to describe Mrs. Shishakli and her teaching. So once you hear her read, you'll know why I had a difficult time coming up with it. Go ahead.
I'm honored to recommend my fantastic teacher, Mrs. Shackley, for Teacher of the Year. Mrs. Shackley makes our classroom a warm, welcome home for any student. She's special, and when being taught by her, you get the feeling that she was absolutely born to be a teacher. She understands that all students are different and learn in our own unique ways and at our own paces, and often changes her lessons around to help us learn what we need to. Mrs. Shackley is able to tell when students are having trouble and immediately jumps in to help us out. She always tries to challenge us, but she never pushes us so hard that we can't do it. There's never a dull moment in class with Mrs. Shackley. We often do hands-on experience in science class, always bringing a bit of excitement to the lesson. Even in the most serious of moments, she can always find a way to make us laugh. Don't think that we aren't learning, though. We are taught things that you would normally learn in a typical classroom. Mrs. Shackley teaches the majority of her students for 3 years, and in this time we get to know each other academically and personally. She knows our strengths and weaknesses. She has made us look at things from a different perspective. Mrs. Shackley is overall phenomenal, and that is why she should be Teacher of the Year.
Why don't you introduce how much you did a nice.
My parents are in the audience. They're right over there. Vivian and Derek Collins.
She's a great grandma too, aren't you? Not a great grandma, but a great grandma.
Thank you.
We saw that picture on there. A fabulous grandma. We should stay and say.
Oh, who I have with me? Okay. I have many of my in my class. Can you stand up, guys? Okay. Do you want me to introduce all of them or? No. Okay. So that's my class, and then and there's one boy, James. We only have 14 boys, and he's one of them. I have to acknowledge my teaching partner, Carrie, because she makes life fun every day. And I have Susan Steinbacher and Charmaine Greenhouse and Kathy Geese and Donna Stone are back there. Did I miss anybody, Donna? Is there somebody on the other side? And, of course, Miss Glenn and all my wonderful parents. Thank you.
How was Science Olympiad yesterday?
It was great.
Or Saturday?
Thank you.
Good job, I heard. It was very nice. Yep, they liked it, huh? Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And parents and children, just to show you from Steenland what you have to look forward to as you move ahead, we're going to meet the Middle School Teacher of the Year. And I think, Dr. Whiteman, are you doing that introduction? Dr. Whiteman's the assistant principal at Eastland Middle School, and he's going to tell us about Rebecca Gardner. Sure.
Stand up. Good evening, everyone. I would like to say that Becky Gardner is one of those unique individuals who has the confidence, force of will, and perseverance to require her students' best efforts behaviorally and academically. She accepts nothing less, and every student knows this and responds accordingly. She creates a classroom environment that is challenging. Students experience a high degree of success and feel that what they are learning is interesting and relevant. Ms. Gardner also sponsors one of our largest and most active student clubs, Student Congress. She facilitates the group and helps students and their families focus on aiding the community. Becky also sponsors school dances and plans and coordinates pep assemblies, participates in school improvement activities, and develops curriculum for the ELA department at Eastland Middle School. Ms. Gardner is highly creative in planning and teaching. She has an extremely impressive repertoire of teaching skills and uses a variety of strategies to facilitate student learning, including cooperative learning, explicit direct instruction, questions designed to elicit higher order thinking, writing instruction designed for literacy, and instructional games. Becky's student achievement results give further evidence that she deserves to be recognized. For instance, her 6th grade students last year grew at 50% more than the expected rate on their Ames Web Reading Comprehension Benchmark Assessment. This year, her 6th graders are growing at double the target rate of growth according to the January benchmark assessment. Also, her 6th grade corrective reading class is currently increasing fluency at approximately 22% more than the expected growth rate projected by Ames Webb. For all that she has done positively to influence her students' lives, and for all that she will do in the future, we take great pleasure in recognizing Becky Gardner with the 2013 Roseville Community Schools Outstanding Middle School Teacher Award. Congratulations.
Isn't that pretty? Look how nice. Would you like to introduce anybody or say anything? Thank you.
I'd like to thank Dr. Whiteman for reading that and for coming. And I would like to introduce my son because he came here to support me. And I know it's a lot of hours away from home, but we make it and we all have fun. So thank you. Thank you, Roseville, for this.
Thank you.
You'll notice when you leave that these photos, which our teachers are getting a copy of, are already mounted on the hallway in our Outstanding Teacher Award display. At the high school, Mr. Hedmark is here and will be, I'm sure, delighted to introduce you to Emily Coleus.
Good evening. Our Outstanding Teacher of the Year is Miss Emily Coleus, if she'd come up. And I'd like to share with you some special things about Miss Coleus. First of all, she truly is our Miss Congeniality at Roseville High School. As a matter of fact, if she was in a beauty contest and she was asked what she would like to have in the world, she'd say world peace. As a social studies teacher, and I mean that sincerely, as a social studies teacher, as an advanced placement government teacher, and as a role model to students, she is all about treating each other with love and respect, accepting the diversity of all of our students, helping students understand how to get the best out of themselves and the best with one another as their friends. As our student assembly sponsor, she has touched all of your lives. If you've ever been part of homecoming or any of the wonderful events that we have at the high school that we want people to be part of, and the parades and all those activities. As a sponsor of activities, for example, we just ended our prom this weekend. She was responsible for that. Kids had a wonderful time, respectful, dressed up, great dinner, great dancing, great time, great send-off to those seniors that are going off to be young men and young women in university and work and the military. Very fitting. They deserved an event like that. Ms. Coleus has her hand on all of those things. She also has her hands on the restorative justice program at the high school. She is going to be going through some training this summer, and she, along with other teachers, will in turn train our staff how to better manage their classrooms, how to better manage conflict amongst students, how to most productively deal with those kinds of situations. She truly would want world peace. She truly does promote diversity and love and respect amongst all the students. She does that as a teacher and as a role model. And I can tell you that learning in her classroom, I know as experience as a principal walking in and out, and as a parent of 2 children that have had her and one that can't wait to have her, it's not about the grade. It's about learning, and it's lifelong. This past fall, watching my students pay attention to the debates and the election and reading the articles in the paper and talking about this, that, and the other thing, it was all connected to her class. She touches kids for a lifetime, and she's made Roseville High School a better place every day that she's been there, and we love having her.
Thank you, Pete. That was really sweet. I have my husband, Chris, here with me tonight.
Makes me want to go back to school. You have such nice teachers like that, huh? Very nice. Next is the comments from the Board of Education members and administrators. We're going to start with Mr. DeFelice tonight.
Oh, catch me off
Yeah,
guard.
I did.
Congratulations to the teachers tonight. You do a fine job. This is always a great night. Congratulations, and I hope you plan on staying around for many, many more years. There's so many things that went on these last 2 weeks. I'm going to touch on all of them if I can, or some of them, I should say.
2 minutes. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. I can do it in 2. The fitness fair was fantastic. It was great. Nice turnout. The volunteer luncheon we had here for all the volunteer parents, that was a great gathering that day. the ISD Leadership Dinner. Teresa did a fantastic job there. It's unbelievable the work this fine president does here. Student Government Day, another great day. And school trips. My wife's on one, so I'm a bachelor for 2 days. I never look forward to that, but I hope they're all safe and have a good time. And that's all I have.
Good.
I did it in a minute.
You did. Mr. Swetnowski.
Same thing. Congratulations to the teachers. Continued success there. A couple other things that some of us attended the last couple of weeks. The Make a Difference Award also out at the county, and Miss Erla from Huron Park. What a great evening that was with those special needs students. And then Nancy, who was the student over at the high school, for her top honors for the All County. Another great event that we can be proud of. And that's all I have.
Thanks. Mrs. Green.
Well, they've said it all. Old great-grandma got another great-grandchild coming through the school, so I'm glad that all good there. Keep up the good work.
And you are a great grandma. Fabulous great grandma, huh? Okay.
Same thing, ditto. Congratulations to all the teachers. You met what makes this school run the way it does, and we're very proud of you. Congratulations.
Mr. Scott.
Congratulations to the teachers.
And Mr. McCartney.
I think Dr. Whitman forgot to say what an excellent volleyball coach is. She was an early influence on Shelby, and thank you for that. Janet, I said I was going to make you cry. Well, you know how great you were to our family. Thank you. And Emily, you're just a rock star. So. One last thing we didn't mention, Science Olympiad was Saturday. That was a big success. Very chaotic. There was a ton of schools there, and congratulations also, Janet, on that. It was successful. And
I never saw you.
breathed for 2.5 hours. We were crazy, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. So thanks and congratulations.
Also, congratulations to the volunteers who helped put the roof on the house, and some of that goes to Mr. DeFelice, we saw in the paper. Thank you very much. I mean, I'm sure the people appreciate it. We got great students and staff that volunteer their time to do that. The Health Fitness was a great weekend for that, and a Friday night, and I heard it was very successful, and congratulations to the marketing committee for that, because I know they worked really hard on that for most of the whole year, so thank you very much for that. Mr. Clement.
Congratulations to all the teachers out there. A lot of it was said, you make a difference. If you think back, your own teacher, I'm sure you will find somebody this is to the adults. You think back to your own schooling, you'll find some teacher that you felt was super. This is a small way for us to say thank you to you. And from the kids, we love you. The one event that wasn't mentioned, and there was someone calls this the Mastacholi chicken season because of all the events that are taking place. The one event that wasn't mentioned, Pete, if you could pass it on, the musical.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
That was another very nice, successful weekend.
Yeah, that was fun.
That's all.
Meeting last week. It was good, wasn't it? Lynn, anything?
I just know firsthand what a wonderful teacher Janet is. Also, Abby's in her class with Mrs. Gruitt and just comes home with crazy stories all the time, and they're having a good time. So, in a good way,
Tell her not to take the pictures.
I get regular pictures, yeah, activities going on. So I'm hoping that Abby's going to be lucky enough to have our other two teachers as she goes through her career here.
Thanks.
Congratulations to all of you.
Thanks, Ms. Basil.
No, I think you probably realize it's a pretty nice place to be as a student and as an employee and as a parent. Tonight's evidence of that once again.
Mr. Jennings?
It's a wonderful place to be.
Thanks. Mr. Steelan?
Yes, with all the renovations that this bond allows us to do to this building, you notice how wonderful the hallway looks out there. with the photos that we're hanging out there, the outstanding teachers, you really make this building shine. So thank you for that, and make sure that we continue to add those throughout the years.
Yay. With that, anyone from the public wish to be heard at this time? We'll give you 3 minutes if you want to say something. Anyone from the public want to be heard? There'll be another one at the end of the meeting. We know how you talk.
Well, that's because you're short.
Okay, the public hearing is closed, and now we'll take a recess because we know some of the kids have to go home and the parents have had enough. But if you'd like to stay for a minute, we'd love to have you. So we'll give you a 5-minute recess or so. Thank you.